I have a short window to share with you to lay the foundation for what I have coined as gifts. And this is because I believe it's the 5 key elements to assist with us practicing self-love so that we are then positioned to begin our journey to reclaim ourselves. Now, some of you who I'm yet to meet, apologies that this is the first time we are meeting like this. I wear a number of hats, but what I want everyone to please bear in mind is that as I go through tonight, it is that I do have learned experience, that is without question. But what I'm actually going to be sharing, brothers and sisters, is lived and live-in experience. I think that that's more important than just simply textbook. So let's dive right in to self-love. And for those of you who know me, you know that I always love to start with setting the stage with a definition. I think it's key that we're all on the same page. And so when I was thinking about the subject matter of reclaiming me and being on our journey, it was key for us to go back, strip it back to self. And I found this definition of self-love by Dr. Jeffrey Borenstein, based out in the US, and maybe our beloved Dr. Sister Elaine, she may know of this particular medical doctor based out at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. And what I love about his definition of self-love is that it is spot on, in my humble opinion, which is that it's the state of appreciation for oneself that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. It also means having a high regard for our own well-being and happiness and taking care of our own needs, okay? And not sacrificing your well-being to please others. Now, that's quite a long definition. So as is customary, I've tried to simplify it in my own terms, which is simply this. For me, it's personally doing things on a daily basis. Brothers and sisters, I've underlined daily because in order for this to continue for our growth, we must keep repeating these actions and doing things that feed our mind, feed our body and our soul positively for the betterment of self. That for me is what the definition of self-love is. And I would love to hear from you all what your definitions of self-love are for you later on. But when it comes to the things, the so-called things on a daily basis, for me, these are food. And the food is in the form of gifts. So I have coined this term because I believe that it's gratitude, intention, forgiveness, your team or tribe, and self-care that are the fundamentals that lay the foundation from which we are able to practice self-love. Can I get some ones in the chat just so that I know we're all together?
Lick shot from Babylon.
Wonderful, wonderful. So the reason why for me, it's these 5 things that set the foundation is as follows. Gratitude. I took this definition from the Frontiers in Psychology. It's a journal whilst reading The Very Well Mind. And I thought that again, it was spot on in terms of their definition, which is the recognition that something good happened to you, accompanied by an appraisal that someone, whether it's another person or an impersonal source, such as nature or a divine entity responsible for it. So let's just simplify that. It's when we give thanks, brothers and sisters. When we give thanks, and we give thanks from our heart, you'll always know that it doesn't matter what's going on with me in my life. If anyone asks me how I'm doing, I will tell them the truth, but I'll always say I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And I'm going to ask everyone, if you can just humor me for a couple of minutes, please. I'd like us all, because our collective vibration can heal and it can move mountains. So I'm going to ask us if we can just breathe. Going to ask you to just breathe slow and deep. And if you want to close your eyes and put your hand on your heart, put your hand on your chest. And just slowly breathe and just say thank you. Keep your hand on your chest and say thank you. I'm going to play a little bit of music whilst you do that for a couple of moments, but it must be slow, deep breaths and say see, brothers and sisters, I don't know about you, but for me, gratitude is calming, it's soothing to the soul, feeds my soul. It also helps bring our heart rate down to an equilibrium, feeds our mind, and it also feeds our body. It gets the oxygen pumping round, but definitely allows us to connect to source. I'm going to encourage everyone that you start your morning and you end your day with being grateful.
Sister Samira, can I just quickly say, beloved, I really want to thank you for that exercise. I really want to thank you I'm not just saying it because people are on the platform, I mean it. That is the fun. In our academy, Westside and Lewisham Academy, we have what's called GAS, gratitude, affirmation, and then silence. We teach our children every single week about the science of gratitude, sister. And I just want to thank you, sister. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just really wanted to thank you for the exercise. Excellent.
Thank you, Brother Andrew. And something that Brother Andrew knows about me, I'm very big on gratitude, very big. And it's something that only took a couple of seconds, brothers and sisters, for us to all connect. We're all in different parts of the globe, but we can all connect for a couple of seconds and it can just reset any kind of negativity that's going on. We can redress the balance with just hand on chest, breathe slowly, breathe deeply and say thank you. And yes, Brother Brian, I see you. I woke up this morning and I was grateful for that as well. And so the next is apologies intention. I want everyone to not just do the action. Don't just do the action, feel the action. But you have to live on purpose. You have to live on purpose. You have to desire to be grateful. You have to schedule it, write it down, block out time in your diary. You must be determined. You must focus. It must be part and parcel of who you are. And in order for it to become a part of who you are, you have to say it, do it, and mean it. That mental element and component is key to the action then being realized and realized with power. Now, the next part of gifts is so fundamental to us with our self-love, and it's probably one of the hardest things for us all to do, which is forgive. I know that I'm probably one of the worst when it comes to this because forgiveness isn't just for somebody else. It's not just because that person has wronged you. Do you know what's the hardest thing to do? To forgive ourselves. I had to learn, it's a journey. I had to learn how to forgive me. It's very easy for us sometimes to say, oh, it's okay, my love, I forgive you. Hold that mirror up and forgive you as well. For some of us, if you've been in a bad relationship, you know, you blame yourself, you feel guilt, you feel shame. But I want us to all take a moment to just release that anger and resentment, because that builds up toxicity in the body. And that's what causes disease in the body. Forgive yourself and forgive others. It's not for their benefit, it's for yours. And I've put on here something that is so critical, which is forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. You don't have to have the person who wronged you in your space. I actually encourage you not to. But what I do encourage you to do is to have compassion. Have compassion. We don't know what that person was going through when they wronged us. We're all human beings. We are all perfectly imperfect. Many of you know that I have that saying, we're all flawsome. We're perfectly imperfect, okay? And I actually posted that on my social media. So I want us to know that you don't have to necessarily accept that person back into your sphere to say that you have forgiven them. Know it in here. Absolutely, as Brother Cleaver said, know it. You forgive from the heart, not just the head. Love that, Brother Cleaver, and I agree with you. And this for me was fundamental to what Brother Colin was sharing, what Brother Respect was sharing. And actually everybody on the platform continues to share this. The T is for team, it's for our tribe. Now I'm quoting Aristotle here. We know that he spent a lot of time in Kemet and actually does attribute a lot of his wisdom to ancient Egypt. But he said that man is by nature a social animal. Man cannot live alone. You try doing life by yourself. You try doing life alone for a week. I promise you, we cannot do life by ourselves. We have to have a team around us. The last 2 weeks have been very, very testing for me. And if it wasn't for the people in my life, I don't even know where I'd be. We cannot do life alone, family. Please know this. Please don't suffer in silence. Know that we are all, as Sister Diana has said, interdependent on one another. We absolutely are. It takes all of us. All the sayings are coming out. Sister Beverly has said, no man is an island. No man, woman, or child is an island. I promise you that if you try and do life alone, you will fail. And it's not a failure that will lead to success. And why would you want to do life alone? We are not designed to be by ourselves. So what we need to actually then do is look at who we have in our team and who we have in our tribe. Everyone knows I have certain key individuals within my team and within my tribe. But I also want to spend a special thank you to Sister Angela, because she knows what happened last week. She got a phone call from me, and her heart is absolutely amazing. So I want to send a special thank you. She knows why. Because when you have different people in your team, in your tribe, it can build you up. It can build you up. I don't know if everyone knows that this week is actually Mental Health Awareness Week, and the subject matter is actually loneliness. And I saw this quote from Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams, who took his life by, he died by suicide. He took his own life. And something that I think is important for all of us to recognize, for us to recognize when it comes to who we have in our space, in our atmosphere, is this. Because he said, I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up alone. It's not. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel alone, family. Please read this. Hear my heart on this. That if you've got people who are in your life that are taken from you and are not filling you, they are not feeding your mind, they are not feeding your soul, they are not feeding you even physically, they do not have the right and privilege to stay in your life. Look at who you have around you. I really need you to feel me on this. Please stay close to people that want more for you and not from you. So many people are takers. What are they giving to you? How are they building you up? Exactly. Some people just want to sap your energy. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you in the comments, family. This is so key. You know, when I spoke about this in February, that I said, if you can't change the people around you, you've got to change the people around you. Well, you also have to take stock of, what are you also giving to the party? What are you bringing to the table? Please, we can't be energy drainers either. I'm pausing because I really want us all to look at this. Look at who you have in your circle, and also take stock and be accountable as to what you are bringing to your relationships as well. But only have people in your space that are for you. They are given to you positively. They are not taken from you. And what I want us to do is to surround ourselves with love. Surround ourselves with love. And we in turn must be love and give love. But the only way that we can do that is with this final one, which is self-care. Now, I took this from one of my clients. Definitely, if you're out in America and if you're able to travel to Ohio, then shout out to my friend and client, Vishante. By the way, not because I designed her website, but you wouldn't think it's a beauty website. She's such an incredible human being that I encourage you just to look at her about page. She's got everything on there to do with gratitude and the importance of loving one another and self-care. And I love that this comes from her mouth about self-fullness, not selfishness. Self-fullness and abundance of love is spread when we first take the time to care and nurture ourselves, and then pour the light it creates onto others. Thus, self-care is essential to your being. It's essential to your being, your mind, your body, your soul. And its practice should be daily, like the rise of the sun. To that we say Ashe. Because that is deep. On a beauty, on a makeup website, we tell you something. You need to get hip to Vishante. If you're not, and as I said, if you're out in America and travel to Ohio, I recommend her services, because she is all about the importance of self-care, and that we shouldn't be selfish, but we must be self-full. And there are different ways in which we are able to actually engage in self-care, and self-care means different things to different people. So I definitely want us to take that on board, but it's not a selfish practice, because remember, you can't give from an empty cup. So before I finish up this evening, I want us to do a very quick recap. And everybody feel free to take a screenshot. This is my personal definition of self-love. But by all means, you have your own. I encourage you to have your own. Mine is doing things on a daily basis that feed our mind, body, and soul positively for the betterment of self. We are feeding ourselves with gifts, and that is gratitude, intention, forgiveness, our team and tribe around us, and daily basis, a daily dose of self-care. All of that on a plate is what we feed ourselves for self-love. Now, I have given you just a very quick overview. It's an introduction, but if you want to learn more about the how, the why, and the how that we can implement this, then I am so excited